vaccines are very important just in general. They help protect not only your health, they also protect those around you by providing herd immunity. It's a term we probably have all grown to either love or hate over the last 2 years, but it's still true. So the goal of vaccination, you may not completely prevent an illness, but it is to reduce the severity so that you don't end up in the hospital and thereby overwhelm your hospital system. Reduce overall mortality, which I think most vaccines have been proven to do very well. And again, provide herd immunity to those who do not have the opportunity to get vaccinated because of X, Y, and Z, allergy, immunocompromised, whatever status you want to go with. But you do need large numbers of people to either have the natural illness and be protected that way, or have a vaccine which basically allows them to have that protection on the forefront. And you need a very large amount of the population to do that in order to provide protection. The reason that I don't think many adults are up to date on their vaccines, there's a lot of reasons. Probably the biggest one that I have personally seen, particularly in light of the most recent pandemic, has been that there's a lot of misinformation out there. On social media, there is no filter of true versus untrue, biased, unbiased. There's no filter whatsoever, so you're left to sort that out on your own. And I don't think that the average person is necessarily an expert of doing that. And it really creates a sense of distrust when they see biased articles that confirm their own biases and are not necessarily true in the real world. So I think a lot of people think it's extremely important as a child to get vaccinated because there's a lot of things that under the age of 18 do not now, but once upon a time either maimed or killed children. And then we kind of forget about it from 18 till about 50, and at that point, we then need another round of vaccines. Our immunization, or our immune system rather, has kind of gone down at that point. And it's very important to start thinking about the vaccinations that you're going to need based on the conditions you have developed over the last 50 to 65 years going forward. Certain things hit adults harder than they do children, and particularly adults who are at risk if they've got conditions, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity. Almost any of those add an extra level of risk. So prior to the pandemic, vaccines that I would have recommended for adults is at the age of 50, the Shingrix vaccine, regardless if you've ever gotten Zostavax, which is what they used to give to 65 years and up, 2 doses of that. At age 65, Prevnar 13, followed a year later by pneumococcal 23 or Pneumovax 23, annual flu shot. And then depending on what conditions you have, you may need a pneumococcal 23 vaccine given sometime between about 45 to 65, diabetes, heart disease, a lot of things that put you at additional risk. COVID-19, I also strongly recommend for everybody who has not at least already had natural COVID.